It's the moment you've been waiting for. It's a conversation that must be had today and not tomorrow. Welcome to another episode of I'm Listening, I'm Ready with your host, Andrew E. Guy. Let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew E. Guy. Welcome to another episode of the Ilirpodcast. I'm Listening, I'm Ready. It's a podcast that's dedicated for those who are on the go, whether you're traveling by land, air, or sea. This is me, Andrew E. Guy. Truly, you know, I'm excited again, once again. We're live, we're on the air, and we're bringing you the people that are disrupting normalcy. That's right. It's possible. Is it possible? Yes, it is. This is 2022, and we are doing it differently. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest that is about to help you understand that all things are possible. You ain't just got to believe it. You got to just do this. And he's here to help you understand that when you decide to get up and do something, you're going to have some haters out there. You're going to have some naysayers out there. But regardless of what they are saying, he will help you to coach you through it all. His name is Coach Austin, all the way down there from Houston. My brother comes up here and he wants to help you to understand that in all things, make sure that you're giving your utmost best. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I even go anywhere, I want you to run, skip, hop, jump, fly, get over, because the conversation is about to be lit. And because I don't want to wait till the end of it to plug this man, I want you to run over there and see him at Coach10K.com. Let me slow that down for you so you can get it. Coach10K.com. COACH 10, the number 10, K.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ilirpodcast stage for the first time, and definitely not the last. Mr. Coach Austin, say what's up to the people, bro.
What's going on, people? What's going on? Yeah, this is going to be lit today. This is going to be interesting today. We gotta lay it out. We gotta disrupt the market. This is not an average plain conversation. So buckle up, because hey, we're gonna get it done today. Appreciate you, brother.
You're
Appreciate
very
you so
welcome,
much.
man. Man, I'm so pumped that you're here up in the house, man.
Thank you,
I'm
man.
so pumped, man. Listen, what's good, man? What's good? What's good? What's good?
A lot of good things are going on. I mean, you know, we got this war going on. Gas prices are high,
Yeah.
but we're not worrying about it because we got plans.
Amen.
We got a plan to disrupt this market. We got a plan to stay the course.
Mhm.
And you have to see the forest behind the trees. You
Wow.
have to see what's going on. You can't let the news and all these scare tactics throw you off. Okay.
Do you
hate to-
think that's a scare tactics, or is that something that's happening for real? And how do you suggest we approach it?
Okay. Is it real? Yes. Gas
Yes.
prices are high, but we need to know that those things are controllable and are controlled by others.
Right.
We have to be able to be on a constant pivot move, right? Is it a scare tactic? Yes. You watch the news for too long, it will get you thinking that the sky is falling.
Correct.
And quite
Right.
frankly, it's not. You just have to know how to adapt. But Coach, I don't make a lot of money. The gas prices are high. We need to be able to maneuver, because this too shall pass. Won't be here forever. So how do we make a plan to maneuver through it?
Oh man, this is gonna be a fantastic. Listen, I want to let them know exactly what's happening. Again, I'll plug again. I'm not waiting to the end. That's what we do here at Ilirpodcast. You need to go find this man at COACH, the number 10, K.com. I'm talking to the founder of Austin Biz Coaching. We call him Coach Austin. Coach, so tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we're going to get into the business, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, but I want them to get to warm up to you. Like, if a person were to come to you for help, what kind of help would they come to you for?
First, you get somebody who's going to listen to you, because I can't help you if I don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
You won't hear me talk a lot. I'm a country boy from Louisiana originally. So work ethic is in my blood.
Yes.
But grandma taught me always, you got to listen first, son.
Right.
You got 2 ears for a reason. So close your mouth and listen.
Right.
So through the coaching, I had to consult, but I had to work first.
Right.
So you're going to get somebody who understands that day one. You're going to get somebody who understands what it feels like to sleep in your car.
Right.
Past the mortgage crisis. You're going to get someone who understands a lot of things that have been down in my life. but how to bounce back and how to make it through the weeds, right? So I can't coach a game I haven't played.
Wow.
So you're going to get someone who knows, thank God, because it's a gift to be able to take it and coach it and teach it. And then I want to see results from that. So you're going to have to put in some work yourself, but it's okay. That's what you're getting from me.
Authenticity. Too many times we have a lot of coach, a lot of Indians, and no chief with experience. No chief with experience. Yeah. So what do you bring to the game when you talk about the coaching aspect of it? You know, I come from a background of in the classroom as a teacher. And so we always say there's a difference between a coach and a teacher. What's your definition of a coach versus a teacher?
I think for me, a coach is someone who can give a game plan. But I'll always say, I can't give a game plan unless I play the game. Right. So before I was called coach, and the name coach came from a client of mine, actually, before the name business coach is really prominent like it is now. A teacher is something I've always been, right? I've always learned how to do something, and then I learned how to teach it well. I teach youth financial literacy. I teach youth football players the fundamentals of the sport. So I love to teach, right? And at its undergird, I'm a teacher. Right. I love it. I'm an introvert. I hate talking unless it's time to teach. Then I can go for hours. So I think a teacher can take the fundamentals of a industry, and then be able to articulate it to you so it fits your need, and then you can take actions off of that. The best teachers can really bring more out of you than you thought you had in you. And in business, it's really somewhat of the same as a coach. So a teacher and a coach really is one and of the same.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely love it. Love the way you put that. But I also wanted to emphasize that there's another level that I see when it comes to teaching and coaching. I've learned over the years that teaching may look for weaknesses that they can improve, but coaches look for the strength in the person and say, no, I see that in there. I want to bring that out. You know what I'm saying? And it's so when I am doing like a coaching session, somebody would say, well, why do you get so fired up? Because you're not seeing what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? And they say, why you always get so? I said, I can see something that you can't see. And this is why we resonate, because when I started talking to you at first in the green room, there was a fire in there. And I'm like, I can't wait to get on this interview with this man so they can see what's happening. And Coach Austin, what I want to do today, I want people to leave with a list, at least 5 things that they can plug into their life and start hitting the road with. I want them to get that. The next thing that I want them to get out of this interview is to know a little bit more about you. And the next thing I want them to get over there to your website, whether you have services, I don't care what it is that you have to offer. I want them to get out there and get this. And that's my goal for today. All right. So here's what I wanted to, I want to start with the family first. I want to start with the family since we're disrupting normalcy, right? Do you think that there is a drawback in terms of the balance between entrepreneurship and family, and how do we fix that?
I'm a push back on the word balance, because there is no work-life balance. Let's stop doing that. You see a lot of mindset coaches, let's balance it out. No, it's not a balance. If you're really in these streets working business, there's no balance. There's a priority system. So I have to schedule bay time, kid time, me time. And I was in office last night until 10, 11 o'clock, right? I didn't plan for that, but I had to push over. So I had to let wife, listen, I'm gonna be late tonight, blah, blah, blah. But when I got home, I'm rubbing feet, I'm setting her up, I'm having that communicative time with her because it's a priority. I have to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So there is no balance, because the etymology of the word means that it's equal. Yes. No, some days will be more, some days will be less. You have to learn how to prioritize. There's an ebook that's on our website. There's a time management ebook that we wrote, and there's 2 other resources with it. And it talks about how you prioritize. Right. Everything comes across our desk. There's an Eisenhower matrix in that book that teaches you how to sift through things. Everyone's 911 is not your emergency. Everyone's 911 is not your emergency. You have to be able to dictate and control how you prioritize your day. And family should be on the high point of that list. It should be at the top of mind. Let me make sure that I don't disconnect from my family too much, and that they understand when I am disconnected, what I'm doing.
You know, you said something that was simply amazing, that I always tell guys, I said, it doesn't matter if you have to text the wife, you're at work. I said, it only takes a few minutes, man, less than a minute to just pull away and said, hey, how you doing? Everything good? All right, I'm going to be home late, but here is why. You sending a text say I'm going to be home late, or you never call and say I'm running late or anything like that, you're going to go home to a different kind of house. I'm saying house, not home. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You'll be heading home, but you end up in a house where the environment is not there that's conducive towards growth. So I absolutely love what you're saying. And the word priority. So ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to me for the first time, you're listening to Coach Austin and Andrew E. Guy on the Ilirpodcast. And we want you to get rid of a word out of your vocabulary. The word balance. No, there's no such thing. The word is supposed to be prioritize. Prioritize based on what's most important. Okay, so that would be number one. Number two, when it comes to making decision that is going to benefit the business with the family in mind, do you have a series of checklists or steps that you go? Yes, we know there's priority, but how do you go about doing that?
God first, and it's not a cliche. I have to check with the Most High.
Right.
Ephesians 5 talks about how that's a submission chapter that we often hear and misquoted, like women have to submit to men. Well, the scripture says you have to submit to the Most High.
Right.
And that's where we get our download from. So I've got to check with him. Do I do it all the time? No, I miss it. I fall short of the grace.
Right.
But when I check with him, he'll give me what I need to do for the brand, because now I'm a provider, I'm a protector.
Right.
I have staff and family, and they're all technically family. So I got to make sure what I'm doing is in the best and highest use of my family to protect and provide for my wife and our girls.
Yes.
Make sure we meet payroll and make sure the brand is growing. I have an evergreen brand that I want to make sure it's out there 24/7, 365. So that's where I get my prioritization from. Staff may say, hey, let's go over here. I got to pull them in and make sure I'm leading with a higher purpose focus of we have to serve our community, and this is how we do it. And then I empower them to give me their input. I take it in and we keep it moving. That's how I work it out. And I also definitely tap in with wifey, because there's things she'll see, and she knows me very well. I'm like, babe, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? I try to do it as often as I can. I need to do it more, to be honest with you. And she'll give me that perspective. I'm like, didn't think of it that way. Or I let her hear me on the phone. I let her, and she hears things. She'll text me in the middle of the conversation. Don't say that. Whoa, hold on. Watch that. Do this. Oh, I like that. Babe, I'm proud of you. And that helps me stay focused. So tapping from the Most High, make sure the rib is there. Have your, and I didn't have this early on, and I have to say this. Scripture talks about having counsel, good counsel around you.
Wise counsel.
Wise counsel. I didn't have it earlier. Man, listen, I didn't have it earlier, and I was too much just me.
Yeah.
First, my family go to college. First, my family do a lot of things, and I didn't bring in enough counsel. I wasn't wise to that. And it caused some stumbles. It caused some ego to get a little high. And I was carrying way too much on my own out the gate. So now I make certain that I have wise counsel from various areas. And it's been monumental. It's collapse time for me, quite frankly. Yes,
absolutely love it. Now, when I listen to majority of these podcasts, especially coming from our people, it seems like there's a glorification on struggle, a glorification on, man, I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. And the listener misses the picture. They misses the message of what's being said. So they remember more about the struggles as opposed to the triumphs, right? I have my story, and believe me, brother, I don't want to get into it right now. I'm telling you, we all have our stories, right? Like the good book said, we all sin and fall short, right? There was a standard. It means that this is the standard. You just didn't get there, right? But grace is what's going to help you to get there. The question simply is this: in hindsight of what you've been through, how are those life lessons helping you to move your business forward and to change the trajectory of the clientele that come into you, people that you serve?
It's understanding that the struggle or the hurdle or the thorn or the obstacle will come.
Yes.
Life will throw it at you. We're not in heaven yet. So it will come at you, but it's more what you do with it than you staying in the valley. The valleys are good because we learn, we hone in, iron sharpens iron, all of that.
Right.
But we can't, like you said, glorify the struggle. I think, and this will disrupt some things. People glorify the struggle because they haven't really been through a whole lot and gotten over it. So they'll hype game the struggle. They'll go on Instagram 1, 2 in the morning, and pitch you on these infomercials, yelling at you. And I'm like, that's not going to last. What are you doing? Unplug Instagram right now.
Yes.
What are you doing in the real world? How can I take that and go in a real world setting and make it happen? So acknowledging struggle will happen. Yes. I just went through it with my wife, but how do I get through it? And actually, how do I succeed in struggle? Just because it's dark doesn't mean I don't have a light at the end of the tunnel. Bring the tunnel closer to you. You know,
as you move forward.
Yes. You can't just say, oh, woe is me. That's not going to help.
Right.
Anybody. Yes, I've been depressed, couldn't get out of bed for days.
Right.
Sometimes I struggle to get out of bed right now.
Wow.
But it's a struggle. It's not an everlasting event. You've got to mentally tap in. And we talk about mindset. I think we're missing it there too, brother, because out of the mouth, the heart speaks. The Bible never said nothing about your mind. The heart controls what you say and how you think. So check your heart before you check your mind.
I'm telling you, Coach, I had a massive debate. I was doing a talk several years ago, and it was at a church. I released my book called The Anatomy of the Kingdom and the Power of Community. And all these churches were calling, hey, I need you to talk on the kingdom. Because my spiritual mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe from Nassau, Bahamas. I'm not sure if you know the dude. My wife is from Bahamas too. So that's how I met my
Miles, bro. Yes.
Watch yourself. Yes, get me excited right now. So anyway, I went there, we're talking, and then we're talking about, okay, the heart, you know. And I'm telling you, one of the leaders in the church got up and said, okay, yeah, got to believe in your heart. I said, that's not a heart, that's flesh. And I said, my background is anatomy and physiology. I was studying to go to medical school, all right, before I got here. I said, that's only a 4-chambered pump, my brother. I said, as a man thinketh in his heart. I said, your heart is up here. This is what God works with. He said he writes it on your heart. If he writes it on the pump, there's only an upper and lower atrium and a ventricle. I said, the real heart of a man, as in James Allen once said, as a man thinketh, in that book, great book, by the way, it's how you think, because you become that. Love the way you put that. Do you think people are leading with the flesh heart instead of the spiritual heart in business and in real life?
Too many are leading with flesh, period.
Right.
We're not checking into that spirit first.
Right.
We're spirit beings walking in flesh.
Yes.
Yes, everything is flesh. Even scriptures say hide the word in your heart.
Right.
So so we are leading to fleshly. And you can tell by the outward emotions. Everyone does get fleshly. We all get impulsive and things of nature. Yes. But we got to check ourselves. So that meditation time, that Daniel prayer or that Quran, praying 5, 6, 3 times a day, you need to reset with the Most High. You got to get your spirit in control of what you as a fleshly being are doing. Which will control the mind, which will control how you move and how you think. And once that happens, you will see the world through even that third pineal gland eye of real discernment in how you need to move. And that, especially for us as a people, we need to tap into how we should be thinking, should be moving, put our feet in the ground, and definitely let the universe control how we are moving in the spirit world.
That's fantastic. I'm telling you, Coach Austin, I'm telling you, the conversation is lit right here. I'm telling you right now, we just struck a matches and things is on fire right now. And I know most of the guys, I wanna switch right now. I'm gonna make a boom, big switch. And I wanna go and disrupt the house. And then I wanna come and disrupt business mindset. House, then business. And then after I do business, we're gonna put it all together and let people know why they need to come and see you. Does that make sense? Let's talk about disrupting the house. There was a time when men thought, I call them the old geezers, back in the day. They said women didn't have a place in business. They said women were just objects. They said that women didn't have rights. I mean, think about these things. You know, we are basically successors of all the mess that these people have basically created, and we now having to clean up all of this mess, right? I know that you have 5 queens up in the house, right? And so as a queen dad, I heard him say girl dad, we're raising queen dad. So you can throw that down because I'm quoting you on that. You can quote me on that. But queen dad, you're raising queens now, right? How do you educate, right? Or position your queens so that when the right king come along, they can decipher who and what's God planned for their life? Talk to us and educate the men out there who are queen dads. Please talk to us.
Talk less, show by example.
Yes. What do you mean?
First way that I teach them, I show them what a man should be doing. They see me washing dishes, mopping the floor, putting out the trash, taking care of mom, talking to mom, listening to mom, talking to them. Some things they don't want to hear, but I'm trying to show them what a man can do. And they see me out here working too. They see me late. I'll text them because we're on a group text, just me and the girls. Hey, I'm gonna be late. How's your mom? How's things going? Put this on the list for grocery store. Hey, do you need anything at the store? I'm about to head home. They'll text me, so we have a rapport. They know how to communicate, right? I often tell them if I see BS going on, like I won't say somebody's name, but certain podcasters talk down to women. We're not doing that. No, you are a queen. Africa was run. Some of the pharaohs were women. Okay, Africa was run by a lot of women at one time. So you can have a position of leadership and still be a wife. Look at your mom. Look at how she's positioning herself. Do I put her on a pedestal 24/7? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't have to be the loud one, you know, the loud Roy one at home. No, most men who have a high level of masculinity should be very quiet, docile at home. I don't need to bark at you because you're a woman. You are the weaker vessel strength-wise, but you are the stronger vessel when it comes to emotional. And sometimes intellectually, they will collapse us. So we have to learn how to tap into them. So I let them know when they're pursuing a young man, or they say, oh, he's cute, he's that. Okay, what's his virtue system? What's his faith system? What does he do? I like the boys at work. There's, our third daughter has a little liking to a little young man. This young man walks to work every day. He could get a car. I said, why is he walking? You know, something wrong, whatever. No, he's saving money to get a car. I like him. Why? And I give them the value systems of what making him a man to be. And if you were to ever get alongside a man like that, you can build with him because he's establishing his kingdom already. So I want them to see what a kingdom looks like at home. And when you find a young man that's building a kingdom, you can come alongside of him as a rib and help to support that. And you both can build up from there, especially if he's respecting you first. That's the standard, bar none.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to me for the first time, you listen to Coach Austin and Andrew E. Guy on the Ilirpodcast. You're listening. I'm listening. I'm ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, the conversation is just heat up to another standard. Ladies, if you are listening to this, please make sure that your daughters are listening to this. If your sons are listening to this, make sure they pass it on to other sons that are sons who will one day become kings, who may want to meet a queen. I'm telling you, we talked about the house stuff and how we should run the house. Let's take that same mindset now to the business. I want to call it faithtrepreneur. Faithtrepreneur. Do you think faith is missing in the business world, or is it too inundated with religiosity? And how do we fix that?
Religion, I don't believe in. It's too sectionalized. Let's go to history. If we really learned history, the true history of it all, before every religion came about, and I was raised Catholic, I'll be honest, before Catholicism, before that, what happened prior to that? If the knowledge came up the Nile, then where did it come from? Mm-hmm. Why is this, the scriptures, the Quran, go there and see how I will create a great nation through you. Why is that in scripture? How did they come about?
Mhm.
We have to go to the source and let everything else go. When he said, it is written, don't change anything, don't change it. But then you decided, man, to change it. So I can't go to what man decided to do because he felt some type of way. I'm gonna go to the source and I'm gonna stay there because that's what the Most High said. Let's stay here. So in business is life. I can't leave a house that's in shambles and expect to have a successful business. You can't come to me and say, Coach, teach me as a woman to do great if I'm not handling what I have to handle at home. That doesn't make any sense. Am I perfect? No, because none of us are. But we have to strive for a level of excellency. And if we're going to go at our source, who created us, whatever your faith system is, go to its source and stay there and be deeply rooted in that. Religion, I don't want to deal with religion because that's a man's level of sectioning off things in the scripture. We can't do man's way. We have to do the Most High's way and study and show yourself approved for that work.
It's so powerful. There's so many people get caught up, like if I'm talking to a brother like you on the show and they say, oh, there you go with religion again. I said, no. This is not a religion.
No.
We're really talking about a relationship with the King himself.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm a
I
lot
want
of
to go
people.
there too.
We're gonna go there, and they'll be like, it's the man in the sky or a pie. That's not what we're talking about. And you may not know, and you may just need us to sit down and have a conversation because most people get it twisted. Like, a girl or a young lady on Facebook used to say, don't get it twisted. Her name is Stella, by the way. And I think that we really are convoluted with this religiosity. And I told them one time, I said, you know what? It could be just like a shirt. I don't have any logos on the shirt. I have nothing on here, but it does what it's supposed to do. It does its job by protecting my modesty. I said, when you slap, I can get a pen and then draw like a check mark on it. Now, this is a Nike shirt. You hear what I'm saying, right? And I said, that's what separates people. We compartmentalize people and then we separate them, but we still expect them to come back together and agree on something. No, you've already chopped them up and separate them in different places. And then you call that a religion. I said, now, because of this religion, let's all come back together. Too far stretched out, too far spread out. What's your take on that in business? Are we doing the same thing in the business world with people as they're doing in religion?
Yeah, we are. Now, I will say I'll respect whatever your faith system, religious walk is, because hey, I will respect that. We can respect each other's walk.
Correct.
In business, it's way too sected, or you got to be with this person or that person.
Right.
No, I mean, why? If teach and preach and push your methodology of how you want to execute your business model.
Correct.
And those people will gravitate to you. I'm the same way. I'm not the right coach for everybody. Can I help everybody? To an extent, yeah. Because there's certain pillars in business you can't get away from.
Correct.
Which is why I want to disrupt the market. I can't stand Instagram, Facebook, other things, because everybody's talking it and nobody's doing it on everything. Right. But then you want to sectionalize people off because if you don't do this, or you're not good enough for this person, that person. No, stop. Let's stop that. Let's just teach what you've done, teach how to do it. And those that need your services will find you. Market really well, do those kind of things, but we got to stop sectioning people off, man. It's hurting the end user is what it's really doing. Because you're confusing people more than you're helping people.
This is powerful. I'm writing this down because I want to recall this to have you wrap with this, because it's the fundamental principle of business success. You will fail, but teach what you've done, not what you heard. Teach what you've done, and it will draw people onto you. It's like Jesus saying, I'm only saying what the Father said.
And there's and this is, I hope people get this.
Go ahead, man.
What the Father said, because there's a context that you can't YouTube everything.
Yes.
You can't Google everything. There's an algorithm within Google and YouTube that will give you what you put into it. But there's something about going through something consistently enough in business in particular. We often hear the phrase, let's get back to the fundamentals. Why did we leave it in the first place? You know, if I'm doing stocks, then I need to read the fundamentals and historically what's been going on in the markets, just to learn the market, period. And then that will develop an intelligence, right? A market intelligence for what you're doing. So I have to study and do it long enough to then understand it, discern it, and then teach it to a mass audience. Now, what if someone asks you a question? You can't Google every question.
No.
You have to have enough context to give them an answer so they can go take action on that answer.
Correct. Man, this is so powerful. This is so powerful. Now, we talked a little bit about the family. Is there any advice you have other than what you've talked about earlier on in making sure that you as the man, not just fulfill your role as a man, but as a husband, as a father, as a provider, and a protector? Are there any other aspects of being a male man in the home that you think that you would recommend or give advice on for those people that are looking to tighten up those areas in their life?
What I found most women will tell me, and again, I 90% of my clientele are women. My wife tells me, my mom, they need protection, provision, and they need to know that they can feel comfortable in that space, that you won't take advantage of them, be intimidated by their success. So one of the things I would say is develop a kingdom where the woman can feel comfortable to be all that she is and more. You have to serve her in that area. Take it down a notch and serve her first. Well, coach, you don't understand. You don't know what these women go through. So we've got to understand what they go through as women to know what we as men have to build a kingdom that they can rest their head in. And once they're comfortable in that space, their femininity can run wild. They will help to build the kingdom up around what you have established as a foundation. And one of the main things to do with that, out of humility, is just listen. Not to respond, just listen. And go away in your quiet counsel as a man and say, what did she say? Most High, what was that? What was that other part of me talking to me? How do I help her? And it's not always fixing it. You don't have to fix every problem. Ooh, that's hard for us to do. Listen to her and then go back. Hey, I heard you say this. Am I hearing you? How can I help that out? And then watch what happens. If we did more of that in our homes, our girls and boys would hear daddy asking mom and helping mom. You don't have to raise your voice one iota in that house. I don't. I'll check the girls in the heartbeat. Why is this trash not out? Why is this? Why is that? But I'll also say, I showed you an example as a man of what that looks like. I need you, young lady, to go ahead and take care of such things because we operate in excellence at all things. Mopping the floor or making an A in class. We as men need to operate right there. We can do that. Then these other podcasty people that talk down to our women will know that, oh, there's a man lurking around the corner. Because to those people who are talking down to our women, I'm coming for you.
I'm coming too, brother. We're disrupting normals.
We have to. We have to.
It's ridiculous. And you know what's crazy about that, though, Coach Austin? It is these people that are seemingly winning the ears of the people. But does it mean that we should stop talking? I beg to differ. Because it needs to be said. You know, it needs to be said. It's missing in the workplace. It's missing. There's so many houses and no homes, and that's going to be another conversation. Brother,
I mean, they're getting the ears, and I've heard a few women tell me the reason why those negative males that are bashing the women out there are getting the ears because the women feel they have to go to their defense, and they're like, no, we're not like that, and they'll battle with them, and then that is negative energy, but they're trying. So, but if you had enough lions coming in the room, like, no, we're not having this conversation towards our women, because for me,
yes, sir,
I got 5 girls and a wife.
Yes, sir.
If you talk to these women, then
you're talking to yours. Yeah.
Oh, no, and we're not having this today.
Yes,
sorry.
Right.
I don't care how good your suit looks and your little light behind your YouTube video. No, we're not doing that. We have to speak power into our women and allow them to rest because they've been through enough. We have to take that role and lead and protect and provide and put them on a pedestal. Coach, you're saying that to get votes. No, I'm not. I'm being real with you. And if you would check that in your own house, you'd be better off. A lot of us would be better off because the family is where it's at.
Man, I'm telling you, this is such an amazing conversation here. Coach, I'm telling you, there's got to be a part two. I'm telling you right now, there has to be a part two. There's no way that we're going to put everything into perspective. I realize sometimes people just want it, drip, 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 drop. And I understand that because they're not on that level where they can comprehend what needs to be understood. So you gotta break it down for them. You know what I'm saying? There are times when they should be eating meat. We both know this, but it's still on the milk. So the milk insinuating that I got to give you just enough. I heard Jesus said that, if I have things to tell you, but you're just not ready for it right now.
That's as a coach, but more of a strategist. There is a philosophy and way I have to slowly give information to my clients.
Yes.
Let me give you enough, succeed. Give you enough, succeed. Client came by yesterday. She's like, I'm glad you're keeping up with me. And I'm like, I know you're busy. It's okay. Do this, meet me here, and I'll keep moving. And that coaching, again, done it long enough. That's how I know I can help so many people because the game plan is simple. Right. I don't complicate things. I don't want to confuse you or make you feel overwhelmed. Yes, there's a lot you need to do, but by the time I'm done with you, you'll have such a team and such a different mindset on things. And I'll put you in rooms where you don't need social media as much as you think you do. Because if Instagram, with its relevance, will die off in about 2.5 years. Wow. Just bank that. You have to be able to maneuver into the traditional business space, especially right now, to be successful long term.
Fantastic, man.
Yes, sir.
Now, we talked about the family. Want to jump on social media just a bit because I want to get them to understand the breadth and the depth of your wherewithal in the sense where people need to see more of your kind. And it's not the flashy that, I get so tired sometimes of going on Instagram to post something and I see this person talking about their jet or whatever the case may be. And, I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm not even going to focus on that. I'm just going to go and leave a quote. Hopefully it touches somebody's heart, right? But how can we, like, for example, as business individual, what advice would you give to the business person that is trying to grow their business? How can they do it void of social media? Is it possible?
Very possible. Social media is definitely a tool.
Yes.
Advertising, marketing, developing a catalog of your work. So you want to document your process. Shout out to Matty J. He does a great job at that. Document your process, your systems, so that you can see even over time.
Yes.
But what are you planning to do? And who are you talking to off of social media? Are you talking to the Chamber of Commerce in your city? If you're not, make sure you join. If you're not joining, you can't afford it, at least attend the meetings. Do you know who your local SBA office is? Go to those meetings, the webinars. We probably get thousands of emails every month that we're attending webinars for. That transition from the chamber, SBA, make sure that you're minority certified within your region, your city, your state. That puts you in the room in procurement department meetings, et cetera, where they want to work with minority businesses. Understanding the business ecosystem and landscape of itself, social media is a part, but it's smaller than you realize. When you step out and you attend these meetings, most people have 200-300 followers, 1,000 followers, or whatever. It's not the follower count. It's what are you doing in the economy? What service or good and what problem are you solving, and how can you get next to big companies? And being minority certified, and we help you with that, positions you to be right next door to government contracts, public and private contracts, and public and private relationships. And that's how you can do a B2B relationship. And you don't need to stay on social and get a certain count up to get that business, right? So that's what I would say. And that's one of the main things we focus on, because I did it before COVID, before social media, and we're going to do it after. I can leverage the two, and it's a good space because we're so digital, right? We're on digital right now.
Correct.
Right? You found me being on digital, and if I wouldn't have, a lot of people don't even know me before COVID, right? So it's a benefit. So you have to learn how to use it as a tool.
Correct.
As a mechanism to launch, but understand it's just a mechanism.
That's
right?
it.
It's just gas in the tank. to know of where you're going. And that's why that plan is so important. So to answer your question, yeah, you want to have a vehicle that takes you from social to the traditional business space, because that's where contracts are written.
That's fantastic. So contracts are not written on social. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
And I'm quoting you.
Yeah. Now, can you get one? Yeah, true. But Fortune
the
500
real contract.
Yeah,
the one contract. That the real contract. Nobody's gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna DM you my contract."
Not happening. Not happening at all. No, it has to be all. People do business with who they know, like, and trust, right?
Right.
We hear that a lot.
Yes.
How do I know you? Consistency. So you have to post consistently. How do I like you? Because there got to be some favorability. I see some authenticity in you.
Correct.
That's relatable. Now, how do I trust you in the business space? And you'll hear that often. You got to show up consistently in the real world, not just online.
Correct.
Not just online.
Fantastic. All right. So what else? Give me 5 tips, 5 takeaway, 5 tips that you would give the person who is just starting out. They're just starting out. And all of these noise is happening around them. And you want to get them to disrupt that noise so they can not just see themselves, but to understand their gifts and how they can package their gift and bring it to the marketplace as a service.
Number 1 tip, learn the difference between entertained and being educated.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Where you want to get your entertainment from, YouTube, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Be entertained over there.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I need to be educated at? Right? Pen and paper. Okay. I only teach what I do. Pen and paper. Get your pen and pad out and start writing down who is doing what I'm looking to do.
I got a whole pack of these. I have several packs of these, my brother, because they're so neat. They put them in my pocket. I got truckloads of these. Carry on.
2021 calendar. I go over it. 2021, 2022 notes. You know, it's right on my hand. Right? It's right there.
Go.
It's right there. Right.
Let's go, man.
You know, where am I going to get educated? And you need to find out what I want to do. And go look for who's doing it right now. No flash, because again, we're being entertained over here. Mm-hmm. I don't want to know what kind of Lambo you drive and what kind of car you got on Pier Space, because that's not your house. I live in a Lake Golf Course community. I know who lives there and who doesn't. Okay, you never see me post my house and where I live unless I go live and I'm walking. Mm-hmm. But see who's doing it, right? Who's a good marketer? Who's in business for me, right? Mm-hmm. Get a SCORE mentor, right? Go to SCORE, SCORE. Go to SCORE and just get one of these old cats that been in that industry. It gives you perspective.
It's called a SCORE mentor.
Yeah, SCORE mentor. It's a free resource. Mm-hmm. I like it a lot because it gives you previous perspective from these old geezers, right? Old cats that have been doing it for a while. Right. At it from a perspective and mindset.
Proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so that happened, and then ask them, how would you do it now? That's number 3. Have those conversations. How would you do it now? Right? If you were me right now, and that's some of the best advice you can get, and you won't find it on social media, right? Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce. Get in your Chamber of Commerce and start talking. You're being entertained. That's fine. You're being educated. You got some perspective. Now you're in your local chamber, and you're networking around. And you're telling people, "Hey, I'm looking to do this. Here's where I'm at." They will. Oh, really? Okay. Well, how's that going? Blah blah blah. This that. But you need to talk to so and so. You need to talk to so and so. That's now positioning you to then start writing out your plan.
Yes.
Now that's writing the plan is number 5. The perspective and positioning, because as a new person, what I've learned, and even for me, we can get overwhelmed with, oh, where do I go? There's so many things coming at me. Slow down, breathe, and just get positioned in perspective for people who have done it in a non-traditional space that you may not accustomed to. Get out of your hood, get out of your area, and get into these downtown locations. Go rent a suit, go look, fake it till you make it look good, smell good. Walk in the room with at least an idea of this is where I want to go. And you'll start to, and that rabbit hole will open up for you. Those are the 5 tips I would give anyone, but make sure that 5th one is get a notebook and start writing it down. Today is 3/10/2022. Write down the notes, draw a line. And before you go to bed at night, at least take inventory. How did my day go? What do I plan on doing tomorrow? on a Sunday before your week starts. This is what I plan on doing today, this week. And Friday, how good did I do? And you'll start holding yourself accountable. Don't freak out if you don't hit every goal, but at least you can go back and see, this is where I've gotten. That is the beginning of your business plan.
Fantastic, man. Now, you said you get people ready for business, you get them bank ready.
Yes,
so
sir.
What I'm going to do, we're going to come down to a section in our show we call Think, Fire, and Shoot. And it's something that we put the guests on the hot seat and we ask them questions, and we give them 4 questions. We give them 1 minute, 15 seconds per question, right? We do have a gadget that we turn up the heat over here. The stove is not lit yet, but it's a gas stove. And so we lit this stove. And then after we ask these questions, I'm just saying, but a brother of your caliber, we do just fine on the stove. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right. Let me get my seatbelt together.
Yeah. But what I want to do though, we're going to do Think, Fire, Shoot. And then I want to come back and then I just want to just have you close us out, my brother, in some good old fashioned, however you want. I want whatever service you have to offer, whatever coaching, whatever you've got. You know, we've talked about you throughout the whole show. We plug your site at the front. We don't want people to wait till now. I want you to just kind of give people an opportunity to work with you, you know, the authentic you. This ain't no fluff. You're going to tell them this is what it is. When you come, this is what you get. All right. Because I want to let you know right now what I have gained just from just talking to you. Because you know my pen's been busy. It's a fool who sits at the table of great men and don't have a pen. You know, my grandfather told me that long time ago, you know. So you can't think of everything. You can't remember everything. So get a pen, son. Even if it's a pencil, you have something to write with and something to write on. But I as a matter of fact, as of today, I'm going to go and call the chambers because I already called them a few months ago. No one got back to me. So I am going to get on the phone right after this interview, before my next interview, and I'm going to make that phone call and say, here, this is Andrew E. Guy, and this is what I do. And I want to sign up right now. Where's the fee? Bam. So it's happening right off. I'm letting you know that right now. Okay. All right. So just want to let you know. And you talked a bit about putting the wife on a pedestal. My queen is, man, I'm telling you, if she wasn't around, my brother, I'm telling you, the void would be too large for me to discuss right now. You know what I'm saying?
Look.
Listen, again,
trust
like we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do a spot where we just talk about family. We just gonna talk. I think that's missing on podcasts because nobody, they talk about their fame, their fake rented car. I want to bring it back home because you got to win at home before you win anywhere else. You know, that's another.
No. Look, them late Sunday afternoon naps.
Yeah.
Or 9 o'clock in the evening when the girls are coming around and dogs scrambling around. That is success when they can lay their head down, bills are paid, life, you know, this stuff, right? And wifey can look, and there's that look that they give us, right?
Yeah.
There's that look of
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
right.
And they will ask you out of the blue, you all right? Oh yeah, I'm doing all right.
Look, right there. I can go to, man, listen, right.
That's it.
Right there.
That's it, man.
Or my wife sent me, this is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Sunday? Oh, Monday. I can't remember. Slept in late. It's a long week. I just had it. Mm-hmm. And again, she's a little over a month out of open heart surgery.
Right.
She's got this little pack she got to wear and stuff. And I see her walking in the bedroom, and I put this on my Instagram, with this little tray, and I can kind of see it. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm sleeping. I'm in that good sleep. Mm-hmm. And I see her coming in, and she's like, can you eat right now? Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? Breakfast in bed. Mm-hmm. Coffee, quiche, these little baby sausages and pancakes and syrup, everything how I liked it. Breakfast in bed. Mm-hmm. You deserve it, what she said. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna close the door. Do you want the TV on? Anything like that? Like, nah, I'm good. And I sat there and like, wow.
Speechless. My wife made me some soup and dumplings yesterday because I'm from the Caribbean, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm because I'm also working on a master's program, right, on counseling and psychology, right? So working on PhD, will hopefully graduate in the next couple of years. And because I want to learn more about how people think. And I'm up here just hitting 4 clocks, I'm putting in that last paper and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, this paper is late because, I have to get ready for these interviews and stuff. I emailed the professor. I said, yeah, the paper is going to be late, but it's going to be done all right. Send that in. He said, you know what? I was expecting something else. The guy was like, you know what? It's going to be just fine because it's going to take me a couple of days to ramble through these. Oh, man, want to check my grade last night. It's an A. I was like, hey, whoa. So I'm like, I'm all excited. I said, dear, I think it was the soup.
Hey.
So this conversation is fantastic, man. Just talking to you about the family, man. I feel a connection here, man. This is great. So anyway, let's get ready to do Think, Fire, and Shoot. All right. Let me switch over quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Ilirpodcast. I'm listening, I'm ready. It is the podcast that's dedicated for those who are on the go, whether you travel by land, air, or sea. I'm talking to my good friend all the way down there from Houston. Beam me up. That's right. Coach Austin, man, he's so full of knowledge and wisdom and business skills and expertise. Man, I'm telling you, it's an amazing conversation that we have in here. And I know you got to go back and listen to it again. Break it down. Get a pen and paper to get the nuggets that come off the block. And you need to go and check him out at his website at Coach, COACH, the number 10K.com. I'm going to say it again for you people that may have issues hearing right now. If you have ears, let them hear. But if you can see me, read my lips, read the words that are coming out my mouth, like my brother Chris once said. COACH, number 10K.com. Coach Austin. All right, so we get ready for Think, Fire, and Shoot. And he is going to get exactly 4 questions. I'm going to put the stopwatch on. Are we ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen? He gets 15 seconds per questions. Reset that. Boom, for my last interview this morning. Let's get ready to rock and roll. All right, Coach, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to come on. You're going to tell the people who you are, your name, and tell them your business and what you do in a hurry. Basically, here's my name. Here's what I do. Here's how you can find me. Boom, I'm on Think, Fire, Shoot with Andrew E. Guy. Ready to rock and roll and on go.
All right, I'm on Think, Fire, Shoot with Andrew E. Guy. Coach Austin here, guys. You can find me at coach10k.com. I am a business strategist. I have a team of over 200 years of experience, and we get you bank ready. From the planning to the strategy to understanding that market, we are here for you. Coach10k.com. You will be successful through our bank ready program.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we get ready to rock and roll. All right, so Coach, in your years of expertise in coaching business, give me the top 2 things that every new mentee must have in order to maintain their success. Ready, go.
You must have a plan, an executable plan, and you must be positioned with the right credentialing. With that is your minority certifications. Have to have.
Boom. 11.33 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We got to turn up the heat a little bit more. Put them on the right burner. All right, here we go. So when we talk about challenge, we're talking about the challenge that men go through. I'm talking specifically about the entrepreneurial kings that are inside the homes. And there's some failures that are happening. If you were to give an advice to the entrepreneurial king, the mailman that's in the house, what would be the number 1 advice that you would give them that would turn the trajectory of their home life around for success? Go.
It's not about you. It's about who you're serving.
4.10 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, let's put him back on the right burner and we're going to speed up and get the heat going. All right. So a challenge that you have been through, that you know if it hadn't been for the goodness of the Creator, there is no telling where you could be. Ready and go.
Wife almost died 3 times this last 30 to 45 days. Had to maintain the company. If only for God, he's the only one that got us through it.
Wow. I'm telling you, that calls for a moment of silence right there. Because a lot of times, you know, we take things for granted. We take so much for granted. But to hear you say that 3 times, it's a charm. And so, brother, we're there with you in prayer, man.
Yeah.
We're there with you in prayer. Hang tight. Okay.
Tough, yeah.
All right. Let's get to the last question. Working on the book called Disrupting Normalcy. And in it, we said, in life, on the highway of life, most people spend their time looking in the rearview mirror. But on the highway of living, we're instructed to focus on the windshield ahead. What say ye? Go.
Love the process, love the journey, live through the process and enjoy every minute of you putting that foot on the gas and going.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has smoked it, absolutely smoked it on Think, Fire, Shoot. And I'm going to give him the time. I mean, Coach Austin, I'm going to give you the time. I want you to plug whatever you have. We've been talking about your website all the way through. So you're not a stranger on the show. By the time we finish, like, oh, I know his name. His name is Coach Hey, Coach Austin. I'm going to make sure I go check him out right now. What? Coach10k.com. So, Coach, I'm going to put you on the screen right now. I just want to talk to the people. I want you to close out and just tell them what they need to do. And then after that, I want you to tell them where to go and find you. Ready, and take it away.
All right, guys. Coach Austin here. Coach10k.com is my digital card. You can find all of our links, everything relevant to us. Everywhere to find me is there. What I want you guys to understand in this place of business, in this uncertainty of business, there's clarity. There's clarity with the Bank Ready program. There's clarity with Coach Austin. Getting your business right and tight will be through our Elite Bank Ready package. If you need grants, you can find them there. It's a free resource. If you want consultations, we have those there. You need to fly me out, we can do that. What I want you to understand is that it's a simple, easy path. When I say easy, I don't complicate it. I want you to understand Coach10k.com, everything from books, seminars, lectures, grants, free resources. We have everything you need, and it is built as such. You don't need to go anywhere else. Legal, CPAs, trademark attorneys, everything is right there in one location. Settle in, take advantage of it. Success is your birthright, and we have the blueprint for it.
Wow. Coach, man, this has been an amazing conversation, man. This is so lit. This is so fruitful. I can see us doing more things together. Man, how was your experience, man? Talk to me, man.
This was refreshing. I'll be honest, because I've seen the other interviews, I've seen your podcast, and I was really a fan. Yeah. And to have the opportunity, the honor to be here, brother, it's just mine, really. And to be able to help people through a vehicle like this is phenomenal. So I'd love to come back, part 2, part 3, right? Because the market needs to be disrupted, quite frankly. Right. And yes. I try not to do what my wife would call me is, peacocking or anything like that. But, I have it in me, like, we got to disrupt this market.
Yes.
People are tired of the BS information, and they just want to know how. They want to know how, and they want to know they can trust somebody in a space where pull up to the office, I'm here. And, we really want to help people. And it's really not as hard as people make it seem. It's not as difficult as they make it seem. It's different, but it's not as difficult. And we're so creative and so talented. This podcast has been great for me. I really I don't leave with expectations. I just let the good Lord know where he needs me to be. And I just show up, right, and do my best, right, to honor him and to honor my wife, to make sure she's proud, and my girls and mom can say, yes. What I want my girls to say is, Daddy did that. Like, wow, look, that's really good. And they can follow suit. Right. My clients will be like, that's my coach. I want them to feel that and know that same statement can be made 5 years, 10 years from now.
Boom.
That's my success right there. And I want to be able to go back and say, I'm sniping you, fake Instagram person, you that, because people don't realize, and I'll say this, a lot of those people have consulted with me. And I trusted you when you said you wanted my help. Right. And now I see you on IG saying things like, I'm not gonna bring your name up, but that's not right.
Right.
So now give me your clients, bring them over here, because you're not taking care of them, because those are moms
Right.
that go to bed at night, 11, 12, 1 in the morning, wondering, how can I make this happen?
Yes.
Dads that are really trying to make it happen, who give you your last dollar,
Mhm.
and you're taking them on the wrong path.
Oh gosh, man. God.
We know better, and those who know better should do better.
Mm.
So I got the sniper rifle out for and those who are doing well, it's a small community though. Those of us
Yes.
that are doing well, I will say there's a lot of us out here, man, that are doing phenomenal work in the culture, in the business, period.
This is great. This is great.
We got to get the crap out of the way. So I thank you for this.
You're very
really
welcome,
good,
man.
brother.
As soon as the team gets all this together, we'll send you the links and everything like that, man. We're gonna put it everywhere we can, man. You've been fantastic, man.
Appreciate you.
You've been fantastic. You've been fantastic, man.